Hey everybody, welcome back to the Happening Podcast. We're joined here today with Stephanie Fogarty. So, would you like to... So, this is part of our Misneach project once again. Our project all about female empowerment. So, would you like to explain to everybody who you are?
Oh, no, that's a mouthful. So, I'm Steph. Don't call me Stephanie, I feel like I'm in trouble. I am Miss Gay Ireland. I'm a community health worker, community development worker. I volunteer and I do pretty much everything I can to kind of help other people. So it's kind of my feel-good thing, I suppose.
And she's really cool too.
And I'm a drag king.
That's the one.
Yes. I look very good in a beard.
Because we got to see you in the drag show back in July.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Oh, Lord.
And we were so excessively loud.
Yeah.
I appreciated it, though, because that's what you need. You need people to cheer you on, especially in a quiet environment, and especially with the whole COVID regulations that were going on at the time.
Yeah.
We couldn't touch you, we couldn't interact with you, we couldn't dance near you, so people screaming their heads off is really what made us feel better about ourselves.
Yeah.
That we weren't performing to, like, an empty room.
Yeah. How did you get started in drag?
It was actually for a charity event going back nearly 10 years ago now. They were like, it was the alternative UCC is what it was, and people randomly asked me would I put on a beard and perform, and I was like, sure, grant. So I put on some mechanic overalls, some really heavy boots, slicked my hair down so far on my head that it nearly fell off, and black face paint as a beard. It was awful, but I won. And then about 2 or 3 years later, a manager in Chambers actually approached me and asked me would I like to do it again, but kind of on a more professional level. So I started practicing then. So yeah, so it all started there. I think I've been doing drag a lot longer than most people in Cork. So yeah.
Because I remember we went to the GSA, the training day out in CIT, and we were looking at the posters, and you just came up to us and you were like, that's me. And we were like, what?
Yeah, my face was everywhere in CIT. It's now MTU, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was heavily involved in societies out there. I was chairperson of the LGBT society out there as well for my entire time attending. And then I worked in CIT as a year as vice president for welfare. So yeah, my face was everywhere on that campus for a long time. You still there?
Sure. Why not, like?
Exactly. Face like this. I know you can't see it.
Was there ever like negatives that you had to do in drag?
In regards to yeah, it's very tough actually as a drag king to be hired, because it's very much a drag queen kind of mainstream.
Yeah.
So drag kings are few and far between. One of the main ones I could tell you is Filthy Gorgeous in Dublin. They're an amazing performer. But besides Filthy, you wouldn't see many other drag kings performing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, the women can be oppressed in the workplace, and that actually applies to even when you're doing drag and trying to dress as a male.
Yeah.
You still don't get the main events kind of thing. You're brought in kind of more as like a comedic relief in a way, but the thing is I'm not that funny. So it just kind of, that would be one of the negatives, I suppose. And then kind of people just don't get it, which I understand, they're not used to it. But I think it's more about your mental state as well as trying to understand it yourself. So it's all about like developing a persona and a character and being okay with that as well,
Yeah.
Like I know I'd never heard of it before being out that day. And then you said it to us and I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Like I said, it's rare.
Yeah.
There's actually some really, really good ones on Instagram and YouTube, and I think on Dragula as well as a drag show on YouTube. And they have AFAB queens, they have drag kings, it's kind of like an alternative to RuPaul's Drag Race. Yeah. So it's really, really cool.
That's so
nice.
Cool. Like all of that just like fascinates me. I'm like, like I could listen to you talk about it for hours. Like,
genuinely.
And I don't know if we have hours, but
so another kind of question that I had is, as you're sitting here in your Miss Gay Ireland sash,
yes, ma'am.
So how and when did you become Miss Gay Ireland?
Oh, there's a story. So I won Miss Gay Cork in 2016. So, oh God, that was a long time ago. So I won that, and I was Miss Gay Cork for about 2 years. It actually kind of goes back a bit further than that. I entered the first ever Miss Gay Cork when I was 19, and I'm 31 now. And I came in second in that one, and I won MissGayCork.com, it was called at the time. And the person who won Miss Gay Cork ahead of me couldn't go to the Miss Gay Ireland competition, so they sent me instead. Which I was happy with. That is actually how I came out to my dad's side of the family. I met them all in Waterford where the competition was on for a drink, and they were like, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "Taking part in a competition." They were like, "What competition?" "Miss Gay Ireland." "Bye now." And I left the pub. So I was up there on my own in I think it was the Foundry, I think it was called. And they called my name to go up on stage, and I was expecting silence because, like, no one knew I was going up anyway. Next fall, whole corner erupted. My dad's family got tickets last minute and came in to support me, so it was pretty awesome. But I was only 19, so they didn't give me the Miss Gay Ireland title then. They gave me Miss Baby Dyke Ireland. So this is the first ever title of its kind. So then I entered Miss Gay Cork again in 2016, because what I realised when I entered, the first time I thought I knew everything. So the second time I realised I knew nothing, which is the important thing, that you're always willing to learn and to adapt to your circumstances and to kind of embrace your community and find the difference between scene and community and find the balance and how you can help. So I won Miss Gay Cork 2016. 2 years later, they said there wasn't going to be a Miss Gay Ireland competition. I was devastated. I was like, no, I've been working so hard. So I was judging the Mr. Gay Cork event in Chambers, and it was really weird because all my family was there, and I was like, what's going on? And my mum was like, you say we don't support the gay boys enough, so we're here to support the gay boys. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to, I won't question it. And it was a start of Pride, so I was like, that's fine. Like, my family's really accepting, thankfully. And I still thought it was really strange that they were there, but I was like, it's Pride, everyone can be there. Lo and behold, the director of Miss Gay Ireland, Lisa, she appeared out of nowhere, and she was just like, for the amount of work I've done and the work I've done with communities and workshops and going to different colleges and schools and talking to them, that they decided, even though there wasn't going to be a competition, they were going to give me the title for the work I've done. I bawled like a little baby.
So cool.
Bawled my eyes out, and then I started giving out to everybody, saying, you lied to me, you said you were here to support the boys. My mother jumped up on stage with me then as well, so it was really, really cool. Yeah. So that's how I won Miss Gay Ireland. Yeah,
That is so cool.
it's almost like a pageant, but without the big gowns. So like, you have your casual wear and your formal wear, but it's the interview round they kind of base it on mostly.
Yeah.
But it's kind of nice to get dressed up a bit, you know.
Yeah.
Prance around.
So what was your coming out experience?
It was a bit of a weird one. I came out by mistake. When you're in an argument, it's heated, you know, and you can't kind of control what comes out. You know, your filter kind of disappears. I was not having an argument. I was out walking with my mother. So at the time, it was just, there was a lot of stresses going on. So myself and my mum were like, Joe, we go for a walk. So we went out for a walk, and she was telling me about someone in work. Their daughter was in the gay bar, and apparently this lesbian went up to them and was like, what are you straights doing in here? Now, I don't believe that for a second, but I just turned around to my mum and I was like, sure, you know, we can spot the straights a mile off in there. And I just kind of went, oh no. Like, my eyes just darted open, and she just turned slowly, so slowly, it was scary. She was like, we? I was like, you know, the people who go to the gay bars and socialise in the gay bars with their gay friends. And she just kept saying, we. I was like, oh God. I don't think I've ever ran so fast in my life. I ran home. It was tough. It was tough at the start because in my head I was like, this should be accepted straight away. And then when it wasn't, it was kind of a tough adjustment for me. But then, like I said a while ago, when you realise you know nothing and you're willing to learn, that's how you figure out that you can learn much more. So it kind of made sense then to me after a while that, you know what, my parents needed an adjustment period, because I had known for however long, I just hadn't had the confidence to be myself. I was 19 when I came out, and it was just, once I gave my mum the opportunity and my dad the opportunity and my brothers, it kind of sealed that bond then for me, and they're all really supportive now and inclusive, and my parents are like the biggest supporters of LGBT stuff, so it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's good that they're supportive.
But I think that's the important thing that people need to learn, is that if it's not accepted straight away, don't panic.
Yeah.
It can just take, I mean, I know it's not fair that it needs to take a little bit of time. It shouldn't be a big deal anymore.
Yeah.
But it is in some cases. But just patience, a little bit of kindness, a little bit of understanding, and maybe go start a kickboxing class. just for aggression and issues, you know, just to sort through it in a positive way, because a lot of people can go negative on it. So it's trying to find a positive coping mechanism for yourself, you know.
So I don't know about Sophie, but I follow your Instagram and your TikTok. So I know all about the PT experience.
People,
Yeah, so we'd love to know more about
my PT experience. I'm on session 74 now. So it's mad when I think about it, because I'm very much about body positivity, always have been.
Yeah.
But then I realised that I can be body positive and still look after my health.
Yeah.
Which was a huge, like, you have to figure that out, because I was like, I'm great the way I am. And I was, but I wasn't healthy.
Yeah.
You know, I was really unfit and I was really unhealthy, and it was something I had to change for me. And for years, people were like, oh, you know, if you lost weight. So I'd rebel and be like, no. You know, get me a bag of chips, I'm fine. But then I realised, you know what, I have to do it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I found this really awesome gym. It's called MT Fitness. So it stands for Mark Tynan. They're only down the road. And I just connected so well with my personal trainer. His name is Sean Healy on Instagram, if you want to find him. He's amazing. He's actually a Muay Thai fighter. I very rarely in that kind of environment connect with men just due to like a comfort thing.
Yeah.
And he is my absolute safety blanket. Like, he is so amazing. I went in yesterday and he was just, I'm so happy to see you back, because I was out for a week because I got a tooth pulled.
Ow.
But he was so delighted to see me back, and he was genuine about it.
Yeah.
And we talked through everything. I mean, I've experienced, everyone's experienced loss over the last 2 years with COVID and stuff. I lost a friend of mine in December, and the first thing I wanted to do, instead of a negative coping mechanism, first thing I wanted to do was go do a boxing session in my gym.
Yeah.
Whereas before, I just would have been like, I'm just going to go, I don't know, eat a bag of chips or something, you know, just anything. And this was the first time in such a long time that I was like, no, you can do this in a positive way, and it can really help your mental health to be involved in a physical activity. It really makes you feel like you've done something. So I started with them 74 sessions ago. So that would have been almost a year now. I'm there almost a year. And it's amazing. It's changed so much, especially in my mind. My mental health is so solid these days. And just my physical health has improved so much, and just my general approach to life is good now. So my recommendation, if you can find something you love, do it, you know.
Yeah.
Didn't think I'd ever be a gym buddy. But there you go.
So we want to know what you are doing in college, and is it difficult, or do you genuinely enjoy it?
That's a tough one. It's a bit of both. So originally I studied community development in CIT, and now it's MTU. And that was a level 7 degree. I actually originally studied applied biology and food health and nutrition. I wanted to go into like applied bio or applied biopharmaceuticals, those kind of things. And I was actually a career guidance counsellor in Stefan Nefa was like, I have a course for you. I think you like it. And so she showed me the community development stuff. I had not a notion of what it was. There was no CAO points at the time. It was interview. You go in, you talk to the lecturer, see if you get a space, you know. So I went in and I got the course for a year and a half. So for my first year and a half of it, I could not tell you what community development was. People were like, so what can you do after this degree? I was like, develop communities, I suppose. You know? But kind of like halfway through my second year, it clicked that I'd be working with minority groups, and that I'd actually, all my volunteering that I had done for years, I can actually turn into a career and into something I love, and something that can actually keep me financially going as well. So rather than, I mean, I still volunteer outside of that, but it was able to be a career path for me, which was awesome. So now I'm doing a master's in UCC, and it's a master's in voluntary and community sector management. Sounds very fancy. It's basically what I do already, but just at a higher level. It's a part-time master's. I've been doing it for 2 years, and I'm in my last semester. So I have a big research piece to do, and 2 other assignments. So we'll all going well. We'll get it in on time. But I genuinely, I love the idea and the concept of the course. It is tough though. Yeah. It is tough, and if you're going to go into something like this, you have to really want it. Yeah. Because that was the thing when I did community development. I'd gone back as a mature student as well, so it's never too late to go back into education. Yeah. But just always just be sure of what you want to do, because otherwise you're going to waste your time.
Yeah.
You know, and figure out, even if you do a course and you end up working in it and you realise that it's not exactly what you want, you can always go back. You can study again. You can always learn. This is what I'm saying. Know that you know nothing. That's the most important thing, I think, is be aware that even though you have a lot of information, you still don't know everything. You know, you know nothing until you learn more. So,
yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Glad it does. Took me a while to figure that out.
So going in then through that, like with niche and stuff. So what is niche?
Niche is a community health project. So they mainly focus on like holistic health and well-being, in particular for Knocknaheeny, Hollyhill, that kind of area. It's actually been around 20 years. It's mad.
I heard of it about last year.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I used to go down when I was younger with my mum.
And that's a huge part of Niche, is Niche used to have these parent programs. So they're still offering loads of programs. Like, I'm the women's health worker over there now, so I cater for women's health from 18 up to 80 plus, you know. So it's a big challenge for me, because I'm not from here. I'm from over the road, still north side, but just not from here.
Yeah.
So people don't know me yet. So I'm trying to introduce myself to people, but obviously we had the pandemic. I started mid-pandemic, so it was really hard to approach people, because they're like, get away. You know, the masks on. People are like, no, devil, go away. So, but the women's group that meet every Monday, they're amazing. And these are women who've been coming to this group for nearly 20 years, so they know each other a long time.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing with them is like a top-to-toe wellness program. So we're looking at everything from mental health down to physical health, breast and cervical stuff. And then I'm trying to work on programs to incorporate younger crowds, so 18 and up. Because as a community health project, we're 18 and over.
Yeah.
We're not a youth and community project, because there is so many around here. So many different centres around here, which is amazing. So I suppose what I'm trying to do is just develop programs to help people with their mental health, or kind of even a physical health outlet. So I run a dance class. Well, I don't run, I facilitate the dance class. Another person teaches it. I mean, I can teach it. I'm good. But like, we leave that to someone else with a bit more qualification than dance. And then we do different things. Like Niche had an open day there for the Lifelong Learning Festival as well. It was really cool. We had people come in and talk about food wellness. We had canvases for people to write on what community meant to them and what health meant to them. So what we can do then is we can build from that, and we can pull from that and make sure we're addressing everything.
Yeah.
And I think it all boils down to community health anyway, and community work. Everything comes from that. If you have a solid support in community, you're going to find your way.
Yeah.
You can stray off the path every now and then, but you'll always find your way back to something. So,
okay. And the final question we have for you. So to tie in back with our Misneach project, my question for you is, who is a woman that inspires you and why?
Oh, that's very tough. There's a lot of them. I mean, I could say me mammy, because that's a very stereotypical answer, isn't it? There's actually a woman called Sister Delord. She's a nun down in Northbres Convent. She taught me everything I know about music. She's basically been in my life since I was about 6 years old. I didn't even have to come out to her. She just accepted it off the bat. She has been in my life longer than my grandparents, because my grandparents are all gone, so she's been there this whole time. She's in her 80s, and even going back 10 years ago, she was on a tennis court in a primary school playing tennis with kids. Like, you know, she's that woman is just, she should be a saint, because she has introduced classical music into a school system in the Glen where we wouldn't have had it. Art programs, drama programs, sports. We've had some amount of sports players come out of the Glen because of her. She's just an absolute icon of a woman, and if I had to pick someone, it would be her. So Sister Delord Keane is her full title, and she's the absolute love of my life in a way. You know, she's like the other half of my soul. She's man. She's figured out how to text now during the pandemic, and she's signing off all her text messages. So she'd end every phone call with me with "thank God" and "God bless," and now it's TGGB. And I'm just like, no. So she's figured out text talk. I was impressed, but also stunned. But she is one of the most inspiring women in my life. Yeah,
it's always nice to have someone like that too. Like,
well, yeah. And she kind of took me by surprise, because we had a big old row during the marriage equality referendum, but we found our way back from it. So it was cool. It was cool.
You'd never expect a nun to be like that.
Yeah, you wouldn't know, but I've had a few of them in my life. When I won Miss Gay Cork, I did an interview with the Echo, and I actually got a letter off my old primary school teacher, Sister Goretti, also based in the same convent.
Who just fell off a chair?
I don't know, but it was very entertaining to watch. But Sister Goretti actually sent me a letter telling me how proud she was of me coming out and actually being myself. So, like, some nuns get a bad rep, you know?
Yeah.
Some of them deserve the bad rep, same as other people in the world, you know?
Yeah.
But then some of them are like that, and they really kind of, that was the environment I was raised in.
Yeah.
That was my school system, was with these women who just accepted me no matter what. So, pretty awesome, you know?
Yeah.
That's so nice, like.
No problem.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to end here. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Just thank you for including me in it, because, like, I wouldn't see myself as kind of the empowering woman kind of sort, you know? I just do what I do, and I just do it because I love it. And I love just making other people smile and feel good. I mean, you said you follow me on TikTok. I mean, I just spew utter nonsense on TikTok, and apparently people love it. But
you're an icon for us.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. And if I can help in any way when it comes to even just educating people, or even just giving... I know I'm only 31. Most people will say I'm a young'un, which to most people I am. But I've also had my experiences. And if I can help share my experiences and help people learn and grow, and even just realise the concept of you know nothing until you learn more. That is the main thing. Education is the way through life. You know, you just keep learning. It doesn't have to be formal education. It just learn from others around you and accept and respect people and understand that not everybody's going to be the exact same.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But a huge thank you for having me over, though. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming. We're so
Anytime.
happy. I was like so nervous. I was like, imagine I text her now. She says no.
I'm a nice person sometimes. Hey. But no, I'm happy. If you ever want me back, I'll happy. If you need workshops, talks, whatever, I will be delighted, because it's such an amazing environment in here. It's so warm and accepting. So I love it. I love it. So thank you.
This is like our second home. We're over here every other day.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Well, thank you to the both of you as well. And solid interview, by the way. Excellent interview skills. I'm impressed.
So is there anything you would like to shout out, like your Instagram and your TikTok and stuff?
So my Instagram is Miss Gay Ireland, so it's ms_gay_Ireland, and then my TikTok is basically the same but just with no underscores. So yeah, follow away, look at my random nonsense that I do. Follow my PT journey, actually. So I think that's going to be a huge one for people, because I am not a gym body. I don't have the body yaddy yaddy. I have my own shapes, curves, sizes, whatever it is. But it's people tend to kind of link in with it and be like, yeah, do you know what? Now I'm going to get up and go for a walk, or I'm going to do this. And even if it's just me helping someone get through the day, I'm happy. So yeah, go follow. We'll have a laugh. I also have coffee cups. You can get one of them. Yeah, it's great. Apparently I have a saying.
So thanks again for joining us. Everybody, make sure you follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, everything. YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. So thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.